Welcome back to the Commoner Cup. I'm Matt.
And I'm Greg. What a phenomenal first round we just had, Matt.
The first round was fantastic. In fact, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch that first video.
Right now.
Right now. We'll wait for you. And we are back. It's a live event. It's going to be great. It's this next match between Kyle and Trey.
Kyle and Trey, two of our absolute favorites. And looks like we're doing the dice roll right now. Let's go ahead and go live to feed.
All right, round two is starting. They are drawing up. We see Kyle playing Azalea versus Trey playing Katzu. Pretty exciting stuff.
Trey does love his Katsu, doesn't he?
He does. He recently built his ninja deck out. It looks like Trey was going first, breaking that hardened cross strap to put out a surging strike.
Off the back, we're opening strong here on Katsu's side.
What's interesting about Katsu is Katsu is an expensive ninja. And so it's really hard in Commoner because you only have access to those expensive cards. So you're actually going to be pitching a lot. So it makes sense to do that right away so you can get that automatic go again so you can have a little bit more wider turn.
Just start building up some of that momentum immediately because really without any momentum, a ninja is not worth the time.
Not worth it all. I mean, we don't have mask of momentum, so it doesn't really matter too much. But hey, we see a whelming gust wave coming in. I believe that is for a 4 right there.
Which is a good call. If he's running any kind of combo at all, he could come in and he can combo off of this really easily.
Azalea has already broken the hand. We see a Soul Beach strike coming for 4 as well, dealing 4 damage to Kyle there. And so Kyle, right off the bat, round 1, lost 4 damage with a go again after that. So we could see another big attack.
A little bit more coming in here now.
I think this is a phenomenal first round for Trey, really, to think about it. Being able to push that much damage, get all those cards out, and 4 is nothing to scoff at for a first round.
Not at all. And then especially to burn his entire hand, get those discards out, that could prove to be a clutch move a little bit later on.
Yep. So now we have Azalea going. Kyle is a master craft at Azalea. So hopefully we get to see some of the random dominates happen with Arsenal shuffles.
We'll get to enjoy some of that Azalea gamble mechanic that we're all such big fans of.
Yep. I do like the fact of the Dreadbore. Oh, it looks like we have an Overflex going in, giving the opportunity to load up the bow and adding +3 or Overflex, not over. Yeah. Overflex. Yep, it does load up the bow, and looks like he is doing Azalea's ability right here. Let's see what happens, and it hits. It looks like a Sikkim shot ended up in there. Which is fantastic for
excellent luck for Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yep. Sikkim shot, I believe, is the one that has go again. Is that a Sikkim shot? It looks like a Sikkim shot.
Well, we'll find out in a second because Kyle really at this point has no other choice but to.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I was like, why would we do that? Bam. Oh, actually, hamstring shot. Okay. All right. My bad.
Nicer, actually.
Yeah.
Get that.
Oh, he used the honing hood. That's what happened. That's what we saw.
Very nice.
Yep. So it does give it dominate still because an arrow was loaded in there. So I believe it is still coming in for 7 dominate, which is really awesome. And so if that hits, that adds extra resource that need to be paid.
Yes, it does. Really phenomenal response to Trey's excellent first round from Kyle here. Already threatening big damage and making Trey's next turn that much harder.
It's really critical to be able to add that type of pitch, especially to Katsu, because Katsu, it does run expensive. It now could probably just lower the chain link to only be 2 instead of a potential 3 for Trey.
With a ninja, any card you can knock off the chain is worth it.
Yep, looks like Trey took the full damage, so 7 damage to Trey.
That's a bold move. Yep. He must really love what's in his hand right now.
Being able to work around that pitch is going to be really good for that first turn, so he must have a plan. We have a head jab costing 1
arsenal. Very nice.
Yep, 3 go again. Makes sense. Gotta love those head jabs. If this hits, Katsu can totally go find to the center is what they say.
Let's see how Kyle's going to respond. On the tip of my toes right now, guys.
We have a block. Perfect. Easy peasy. Not allowing Katsu to use its ability to go find that combo piece. Unless it's in Trey's hand. Because Trey did keep the hand. So it could actually be there. We hope to see it. It is very scary to have to block.
It's terrifying at this point in the game, even with relatively high
We
life
got
totals.
ooh, Razor Reflex added onto that head jam as an
Very
attack reaction.
nice.
So this 3 go again. Looks like he is going to use that Katsu ability, in my opinion. There we go.
Yep.
We're gonna find the center here. That is a great play. Adding 3 damage. Now we have 13 to 13, which is pretty awesome. Tight game. I do remember before the match started, Trey was working the deck a little bit just to kind of make sure it had enough good cards. There we go. Find the center.
And there you go.
For 5.
And that's a phenomenal turn for Trey. That was really nicely done. The Razor Reflex really comes in clutch there.
Mm-hmm. I believe it does have go again. And I don't know if there's any pitch left for Kodachis, but I think that is a smart thing of him.
We may see a Kodachi swing here, or he may just pass the turn. Let's find out.
Looks like they're going to take in
Passing
for
the
the
turn.
full damage. Wow. All right. So that puts Kyle at 8, which is kind of getting in the scary zone there. So, but that means he probably has some tricks up his sleeve here. So we do have, there it is. That's the Sikkim shot we saw earlier. Has go again.
Coming right in with it, too.
Yep.
Not wasting any
4
time
go
at
again.
all.
There we go. Bam.
Load
Ooh,
that up.
I love that. Headshot. Gets +2 is loaded face up in the arsenal. And what's cool about Dreadbore is that Dreadbore or Death Dealer? Death Dealer is you draw a card every time you use the ability.
Which arguably is the most powerful effect in this entire game. Hand
Yeah.
advantage is such an important aspect of the flow of the battle that being able to draw that extra card just hugely impactful.
Yep. It looks like Headshot's coming in for 9, which is huge.
Gonna almost definitely force a block there. There we go. Blocking with 2.
Taking 3, I believe. There we go. Another great turn where they're just trading blows back and forth. It's very similar to our first round. These two fight very similarly, deal big damage, kind of go a little bit more at their own pace. I do like this matchup. It's a pretty fun matchup.
This is a great deal of fun. Seeing Ninja and Ranger at all is just very nice. It looks like we're opening straight up with a Kodachi swing.
Ooh, Kodachi for 1.
And that's a head jab in the pitch zone, so that'll give the Kodachis go again.
Yep, love to see it. Love to see it. Those Kodachis deserve to be used.
Absolutely. I'm a big proponent of the Kodachis myself.
Master of the Kodachis, some would say.
The Kodachi King.
Oh my gosh. We're sitting here with royalty with the Kodachi King as we watch Kodachi happen. Looks like Kyle's going to take that 1. And we're going to have another one.
Probably going to take the 1 again.
I don't know. You may not like this one. Kodachi biasism is huge. Very selective about which Kodachi to block, which one to take.
Different Kodachis have different, properties. It matters whether it's the standard or the reversed, and
Yeah,
all
right.
of that
These are
sort of
both
thing.
standard, but if there was a reversed, I always try to block the reversed one. It just
See,
makes me so angry.
Exactly. The reverse one is there for mind games for the
Yeah,
most part.
100%.
Absolutely. Interesting that Trey's not running a reverse Kodachi here.
Yeah, I know. He should have bought one.
He really should have.
Yeah. Really should have. And it looks like we got a lake tap coming in.
Oh, very nice.
Coming in for 4.
With that go again.
Fate Foreseen.
Excellent
there we go.
play
Let's
by
see.
Kyle there. Going to block all that damage and give him the opt.
Ooh, the card turns a little bit more. We'll see what's going on, but hopefully he sees an arrow card. It is back on top, so
He likes it.
I think Azalea. We're going to see Azalea use their ability this turn, and be able to see that. It was actually very smart to block right there too, because it does stop Katsu from again using his ability.
And leg tap, of course, is set up for a couple of really solid combos that you can pull out. So that was a very good move on Kyle's part. Very good. Now he's working with almost a full hand.
We gotta
He
see
has
the
that
load
arrow
up the
card on
Dreadborn.
top.
We might see another Overflex here, something I'd hope for, or lead the glide path to be able to kind of see more cards and do more damage. But we are just seeing the searing shot right there. Activate the ability. Another headshot and draw the card. Oh, he was excited to draw that card. Okay,
Yeah,
interesting.
draw it
So,
off of
so
Death
we
Dealer.
might see a read the glide path, and there it is. A read the glide path.
Nailed it.
3, opt 1. He gets to see if an arrow card's coming in, and if it's 3 plus and dominate, that's a big turn for Azalea. This is really what makes Azalea scary.
is that when the cards hit, you can just stack and stack and stack and stack, and then come crashing down with like Guardian level damage.
Oh yeah. Actually, Azalea could be 2-class Ranger Guardian. Could you imagine that?
A Guardian Ranger. That would
Oh
be,
my gosh.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Be like Hawkeye and the Hulk mixed together. Hawkeye. There we go. And look at that. And Overflex is in there. Interesting.
There we
Ooh,
go. Playing the
Oh, okay. And he gets to reload. That's a big move. 7.
Oh, man.
And I believe it's going to be dominated because of Azalea's ability. And there is a fate for, I believe that is coming in for only 4. And it's not coming in for 4. There's more than that. Coming in for, come on, Kyle. Show us the amount. 4, 3, 7. It has to be coming in for 11. No, 10. Ooh.
10 damage off of that arrow.
And I believe it's dominated.
My
I believe
word.
that is dominated because Azalea's ability doesn't really specify that you could, you'd have to play that arrow to be dominated. It just gives your arrow a dominate, right? So this could be the finisher here. I could be wrong, by the way. We could see a full hand block, and I'll be like, oh, yes, I was speaking lies to you. That doesn't actually work like that.
Unless that dominate comes through.
Yep. Is that... Oh, okay. We got the shuffle.
Using that Hope Merchant's Hood, it looks like.
Absolutely. It's a smart play. I mean, that usually means you're in trouble, but if you have a handful of 2 blocks, it may not be the best. Maybe there's a D-React in there as well that could be able to benefit or help with this. And so let's see what happens here. Are we able to see a bigger block with things, or can I have a better
Trey,
setup?
What do you got, Trey?
He might have been looking for a combo as well. If he can block with 2 cards, be able to do that. Looks like that card's getting saved. We have a couple head jabs in there. Pinnacle thinking of what's going on. Personally, I do not want to be on the other side, receiving end of this massive damage coming for 10.
Absolutely not.
I'm not thrilled for Trey's decision here, but hopefully he's able to block
some really
a bit.
important choices to make here. Like if he blocks too much damage, he doesn't have anything to answer back with next turn. If he blocks not enough, then he's in a really bad position for Kyle's next turn. If he can't get that lethal in there, like it's tricky at this point.
Cool. We see the dominate do go through, so it looks like we're getting 4 damage or 6 damage dealt, blocked 4. I think Trey is on his last HP right now.
It all comes down to this, everybody. We're getting towards the end game.
So let's see if Kyle's able to survive one more round, or if Trey's able to do a big enough turn. Hopefully he was able to draw enough things to go. We're probably going to see this head jab here. Yep, 3 go again.
Very classic open for a ninja. Just get that 0 cost, decent damage with the go again.
Yep.
Brilliant card.
Something I like about Ninja is it's kind of it really does, the deck does feel like they're doing martial arts, because as you see the different ninjas doing their different like katas, you kind of see the same thing. You see head jab starting for Katzu. You see Brand with Cinderclaw for whatever. It's just different ninja fighting techniques,
Exactly.
I love it. Looks like we have an open the center. He did get the card he needed. Very good.
Oh, man, that's a big move on Trey's part. That's going to pull a little bit of that momentum back and really force Kyle onto the back foot a little bit, make him really figure out what he can sacrifice here to stop some of that damage.
We're definitely going to see a block here, because I believe the hit points are just low enough to be a little bit scary.
At this point, he has to come in with a block. Let's see what he goes for.
I'm curious who is going to go on to the next round and be the undefeated fighter today. We'll have a really good bout between 2 players who just really knocked out the park.
I'm really excited for that. Looking forward to the concluding match of this. But right now, I am sucked in by this match.
Oh, it is tense. It is tense.
I am definitely feeling the tension.
I mean, it's big moves for Kyle, big thoughts. You can see they're discoursing, talking a little bit,
right?
A little bit of friendly banter or not friendly banter. I really don't know.
Perhaps some trash talk.
Yeah,
here.
maybe. Like, oh, you think you got me? Oh, blocking with the razor reflex.
That's brave.
So taking 3 damage for that. I think Kyle is low. Kadachi for 1. We'll take it. And we got it. End of the turn. Look, we're getting down to the low HP, but Kyle has 2 cards in hand, and we know he can get a draw from Death Dealer. And so that means he can be able to pretty much play with a 3-card hand.
Let's see how well he takes advantage of this.
Hopefully there's a blue pitch in there to be able to pay for whatever arrow is going to get shot and be able to maybe pay for the card that comes in.
All right, looks like we're going. It looks like we had that pitch.
Ooh, it's a red. Oh, no. Okay, it was a yellow, I will suppose. Bam, Death Dealer. He gets to op 1 as well, I believe, with that being placed up in Arsenal.
A little self-adjudicating going on.
Yep. But I believe you get to pick which order you do. So it doesn't matter as long as it happens. So we get to opt 1.
Looks like he drew first. So
hopefully he's able to dominate here because that could just lead to the game finisher right there.
That absolutely could if he can squeak enough damage in.
He left it on top, so that's a good sign. He's shooting.
Coming
wow. I am surprised.
What do you got, Kyle? Let's see. Let's see if Trey can respond to this.
It could be a Razor Reflex in his hand.
Could very well be.
And that could lead us to the end of the game, which would be a really good finisher. Of course, giving it a go again, but also just no one really sees the Razor Reflex in this.
Nobody ever sees it coming. It's happened to me. It's happened to you. It's happened to all of us.
Yeah.
Many, many times, and not a single one of us ever think of it.
But if Trey was thinking, he would remember that there was that Razor Reflex that he blocked with. And so he probably is a little bit cautious of what to do right here. Do I overblock or do I not? The good thing is you could probably start with a head jab, be able to do that. It looks like an overblock is happening, but it does attack for 4. So it could just be that bare minimum. We got a Snapdragon.
Coming in.
Ooh, we didn't even think about that. The
snappies.
snaps. Ooh, this is going to be great. We'll see a card probably place in Arsenal and maybe Azalea's ability activate as well. Ooh, we got a Bullseye Bracer +1. Sick'em shot with go again, but he is using
we're
the
recycling. What do we got?
recycling.
What do we got?
Oh my gosh, what is this? What is this? Is that a hamstring shot? What is that from me? Oh no, that is a sleep dart, my friend, coming in for 5 dominate.
And there it is.
Very good games. We love to see it. Let's go back to the studio and break this one down.
Back from round 2.
My lord.
Wow.
Matt, how good was that?
It was a great nail-biting of a match.
Absolutely. Katzu, a ninja that you don't maybe see as much
Yep.
as some of the more popular ones. Cough, cough, fine. And Azalea, who, of course, not very great in other formats necessarily, but absolutely the queen of commoner.
Some might say dominates in commoner.
Oh!
Wow, very good. That's just something I really like about those decks. They both hit for pretty high damage, both cost quite a bit, and also are playing really big mind games consistently.
Absolutely.
I think what made Azalea kind of go out at the top was being able to dominate and at the right moment. When you hit that 1 or 2 HP with Azalea, you better watch out because you're not going to be able to survive unless you got some armor.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
make sure that you save that for the long haul. Another really big thing was playing those blocks intelligently.
Yes.
Especially when you're playing against Katsu, the ability for him to go in and search up those combo pieces to prevent that, you stymie his entire thing. So really well played on both sides. I thought both of them adapted to each other's decks really, really nicely. It was just fun to see the two of them going at it.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you guys want to try out Azalea or Katsu, check in the link below. We're going to have deck lists of both the decks there. But let's move on to round 3.
Let's do it.
After this commercial break.
We'll
Make
take
sure to
a
like and
look.
subscribe so you can see afterwards.
Kids, do you like playing card games? I like playing card games. Cards for everybody, my friends. You are not going to believe what's going to happen here on the bottom tier soon. Stay tuned.